don't know what this means. So here comes in indicator. So can you guys tell me from in your regular English word, when I say indicator, what does that mean in regular English?
To indicate what something else. It means to indicate. To indicate something?
Yes, to indicate something, yes. Okay, so an indicator indicates something. Okay, so for example, if I'm going in a car and I switch on my left indicator, then what does it tell all the people that are behind me and people next to me?
That you are indicating to the left.
That, yes, so I am indicating my intention of turning left. I am going to turn left. Or if I put on the right indicator, I am telling or communicating with other people that I am going to turn right. Similarly, for example, if you know, have you guys done the starch iodine test with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you all have done that. So in that case, what is iodine? It is telling you what potato has what?
Starch.
Very good. So that when you put iodine, it will tell you that the potato has starch. So iodine is an indicator of starch. Okay. So over here, you're using iodine to indicate the presence of starch. So iodine is your indicator. Similarly, in order to test if something is acidic or basic, you have a litmus indicator. In fact, you have different kinds of indicator. One of those indicators is litmus. Okay. So litmus is actually a plant. It comes. You can get litmus from a plant. So what you do is you take this plant. The plant is called lichen. So if you take the plant and you crush, yes, Veda lichens. So if you take that plant and you crush it and you take out the juice from that plant, that is called the litmus solution. Okay. So when you mix different bases and different acids in that litmus solution, it changes to either red color or blue color or somewhere in between. Okay. Yes, tell me.
Can it change to purple color?
Can it change to purple color? Yes, it can change to purple color. Okay, so the indicator that comes from the plant. Yes, Priscilla.
Where do we get a lichen? Where do we get that?
Oh, good question. I actually don't know where we get lichen, but I can search. Hold on.
I think that is a type of fungus.
Lichen.
It's
a
specific association between the fungi.
Yeah,
It's nitrogens.
We have studied this in our last
Yeah.
It's basically they are basically a symbiotic association between two plants like algae and fungus.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So does anybody know where you can find them?
No, ma'am. We have only studied about their composite it one.
Okay. So I'm just checking online. Apparently, lichens are
indicators of air pollution.
Yeah, they can be indicators of air pollution because there are a lot of acids in the air, and so you can use rainwater. If you collect some rainwater, you can see if that rainwater is acidic or basic in nature, and that will tell you if there is a lot of pollution in the environment. Okay.
Ma'am, now it says that lichen is found basically in the leaves, bark of the trees, and another mosses.
Yeah, so it's in a lot of wetlands. You'll find them in a lot of wetlands. So I'm guessing maybe in Kerala and humid regions like that, you might find. Okay, so no, don't try to go there and get it. There are other indicators that you can make in your house. So don't try and go get lichen and stuff like that. But if you want to buy litmus solution, you can buy them in these chemical stores. If you go to a chemical store and if you ask them, I want some litmus solution, they'll give it to you. But if you want to make your own litmus solution, that can also be done. So what you need to do is, if you go to your local grocery store and if you look at these purple colored fruits or vegetables, for example, if you look at purple colored cabbage, or if you look at beetroots or purple colored grapes, you can take all of these things and what you can do is you can chop them into small pieces, like you can see on the screen, right? You chop them into small pieces, and then you know, put them in water, and you take the juice out of them. Okay, you put it in a juicer and you take the juice. Sorry about that. You take the juice and you take out the juice, and you'll end up getting what you see on the right hand side in a cup. You'll see a dark purple color liquid. Okay, so this can be your natural indicator. This is not litmus indicator. This can be some other indicator. So in this case, this is a cabbage indicator. Okay, so they have taken purple cabbage, they have cut it into small pieces, they've extracted the juice, and they've collected it in a glass container. Yes, Karthik, rainwater is a little bit acidic. That's right. Anyway, so you've taken this,
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, Delisha?
Ma'am, I know that the rainwater is formed when the water is evaporated. So why is it acidic?
Oh, it's because it's acidic because when you have rainwater, because rainwater, it interacts with a lot of pollutants in the environment, and so that's why it's acidic. Like when you mix an acid with water, what happens?
It becomes acidic.
Yes. So because there are pollutants, and those pollutants are acidic in nature, when they mix with the water with the rainwater is acidic in nature. Does that make sense? But if you go to rainwaters in areas where it is not, there is not much pollution, then you will see that it's more or less neutral. Okay. Yes, Ridhima, do you have a question?
Ma'am, no.
Okay, please mute yourselves. If you don't have any questions, please mute yourselves.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, Priscilla.
Then if this purple cabbage, is it acidic, basic, what it is? What is it?
Very good. So it's neither acidic nor basic. And again, I will tell you, you will learn it in the later chapters, why it is neither acidic nor basic. Yes,
I
Veda.
have a question. Can we use any other color vegetable other than purple? Or
No.
is it
You have to use either blue colored plants or red color or purple color. Okay. You
Ma'am,
cannot
but
question?
ma'am, but use these three colors.
Your question is why these three colors?
Yes.
Very good question. So let me tell you why. So the reason why you have to choose these three colors is because of the presence of this chemical called anthocyanin. Okay, it is mentioned in the slide. So this chemical called anthocyanin. Okay, so this chemical, what it does is the presence of this chemical is very important to us, because that is the main thing that acts as an indicator. Okay, because the substance is present in flowers, fruits, parts of the plants that are blue, red, or purple, we that is why we use these colored plants, because of the presence of this substance. So this substance is found in those colored fruits, flowers, or plants. So what is the importance of this substance to the plant? So this particular chemical, anthocyanin, is used by plants to protect their nutrients and stuff like that during the winter, because during winters plants don't get enough sunlight. So they need anthocyanin to protect their vitamins and minerals and things like that. They need.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Miss, can you repeat what is anthocyanin?
Anthocyanin is a chemical that is present in flowers, fruits, and parts of plant which are blue, red, or purple in color. Basically, it is a pigment. For example, leaves in the leaves are green in color. Why are they green in color? Because they have a pigment called chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Yes, called chlorophyll.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Sure. Arna, bleach is a base. The Ridhima, the recording will be there in the app, in the UPrep app. It will be there. Everyone of you will have access to that.
Excuse me, that if we want to get another color instead of red, blue, and purple, so what should we use?
So those will not be good indicators. So if you take, let's say if I take orange, okay, if I take orange juice and I try to mix acid base, it will not change color because it's not an indicator, okay. So if you want something to be an indicator, it has to be blue, red or purple in color, because these things contain the chemical called anthocyanin, and anthocyanin is our indicator. We need that to indicate if something is an acid or a base, okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay. No problem.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, does rainwater combines with sulfur dioxide?
Yes, it does. It combines with sulfur dioxide to form sulfuric acid.
Okay, ma'am.
Krishna sir. What if we mix acids, bases and salts together? Good question, Delisha. We will learn that in the next class. We are almost out of time. I just have 2 minutes. So we will learn that in the next class. Can we go buy anthocyanins in a chemical store and use it as an indicator? Yeah, you could do that, but I don't think that they will specifically sell anthocyanins because they're not really very much used in our day-to-day lives. This is something if you guys want to try your own, because litmus paper is a better indicator than anthocyanin. So people usually get litmus tests, so they usually go and get litmus solution. But if you guys want to try at home, then in that case, just go to your grocery store and buy these vegetables or fruits and try it, okay? Can we use phenolphthalein? Okay, Vansh, what is phenolphthalein?
Ma'am, in our NCERT book, we studied an indicator, phenolphthalein, man-made indicator.
Okay, yes, you can use phenolphthalein. So what is it? Yeah, so so you can have multiple number of indicators. It is not that only anthocyanin or only litmus are indicators. There are multiple indicators. You can have a number of indicators, but if something is a good indicator or not, that depends. Like some indicators are very good indicators, some indicators are not good indicators, but they will indicate, okay, this is an acid, this is a base. But they will not tell you if something is a strong acid or a strong base or a weak acid or a weak base. But they will tell you, okay, it's an acid or a base, it will tell you. So, but a good indicator can tell you if something is a weak acid, if it is a weak base, and it will always give you consistent results, okay? Now, let's say that you went to the grocery store and you got a red cabbage and you took out the juice from this purple cabbage, not red, purple cabbage. You take out the juice from this purple cabbage and you start adding different substances to this. So you take this juice in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different glasses, and then you start adding different things. So in the first glass, I put bleach. I add bleach to this juice. And that juice, it turns yellow in color. In the second one, I add baking powder. It turns green in color. Then I add sanitizer and it becomes bluish green in color. Then sugar solution, blue in color. So on and so forth. As you can see, in this case, whenever I take anthocyanin as my indicator, these will be the colors that will be produced, and it will tell you if something is a strong acid. Yes?
Ma'am, where do we get purple cabbage from?
Oh, you will get it in the grocery store. Like if you go to Ratnadeep or if you go to, I don't know what is the supermarket near your house? If you go there and ask them, they usually will have purple carriage. And if they don't have purple carriage, they will definitely have beetroot. So you can take beetroot and try this at home. Okay. All right, so that is it. That is the class for today. So we'll continue this in the next class. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask me. If not, I'll see you guys next week.